Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. So today we are here in the week second of our online teaching, and today is day one. So let's get started. First of all, I'm sharing some instructions with you all. You all must have your required stationery with you. As instructed earlier in the previous classes, you must have your textbook, your pencil, your notebook to note down all the important things. And the most important thing is you have to take screenshots of all the slides shared during the class. Okay, so you must not be negligent. You must take the screenshots of all the slides because all the slides are very important in your learning. Then the third point is follow all the given instructions properly regarding the home task. So after taking the home screenshots, you have to. Okay, then the next instruction is all students must be attentive during the class. So you can understand easily whatever has been taught to you in the class. Okay, so let's get started. So what are we going to do today? Today is day one of week two. So we are going to do the composition part. As you all know that in composition you have essay writing and your letter writing part. So in essay writing, you have the topic importance of discipline, environmental pollution, and COVID-19, a pandemic. Then in the letter writing part, we will learn the format of formal letters and format of informal letters. Okay, it will be explained to you. And then we will share some home tasks. Okay. So our first topic is importance of discipline. Dear students, as you all know, it has been taught to you that there are different types of essays and each essay has a set format of writing, composing any topic in your words. Okay, so the first part is introduction. The second part is the main body of the letter. That means all the details related to the topic, advantages and disadvantages, um, whatever good or bad things is in the main body of the essay. Then the third part is of conclusion. That means you have to conclude your topic. You have to compile all the points in your conclusion. So these are the three important parts of writing an NE essay. So you have to follow it to make your essay a mature piece of writing, an attractive piece of writing, because an essay attracts the reader. It is a communication between the author, that means the writer of the essay, and the reader of the essay. So your essay must be in a sequence. The sequence is introduction of the topic, then the second part is all the details which you know about the topic. You have to compose that with the advantages and the disadvantages. That means the positivity of the topic and the negativity of the topic related to the topic. And then in the last part, you have to conclude all your points. You have to conclude your points in short, not in detail, in short. So it becomes a winding up of the topic. So the first topic is importance of discipline. So in the first paragraph, there can be three or more paragraphs in your essay. So what is discipline? That means you are describing, you are introducing discipline in your words. It is not just an act of obedience to rule, but it is a controlled attitude of various parameters. Parameters means the equations in which we read the any topic, by not disturbing the social fabric of the society and also not spoiling the personal relationship of one another. That means discipline is not a thing that is to be used as a negative point, but it is not used to disturb the social fabric, means the scenario of the society, that means the background of the society. And discipline is also not spoiling the personal relationship of one another. That means By following discipline, we are not supposed to destroy, or we are not supposed to spoil our image, our relationship with others. But what is discipline? When we say discipline is a part of obedience to the civil rule and regulation, it is true to an extent, and we considered it as a good part of compliance. Okay, so what is discipline? Discipline is a part of obedience to the civil rule and regulation. That means whatever the rules and regulations of the society in which we are living, it is very true to an extent, means to a certain limit it is very true. But we also consider discipline, by being a disciplined person, it goes in our good conduct, it builds our good character. And part of compliance means the part of whatever discipline we are implying in our behavior, in our lifestyle. But contrary to our thoughts, contrary means opposite. But contrary to our thoughts, we can find that the same logic, what was accepted as discipline, can never be the yardstick of obedience. Now, here, yardstick means a measurement, a kind of measurement. That means following discipline is not the only measurement of someone's obedience in some other part of the world. That means following discipline is not the same all over the world. The meaning of this sentence is by our thoughts, our logic is not the same all over the world. When we keep discipline in the right frame, our actions will not hurt others. That means we have to follow a certain limit to be in discipline. And if we follow the discipline, if we keep discipline in the right frame, if we go move in the right direction, our actions will never hurt others. Now, coming to the next paragraph, the next two paragraphs are the description, the detailed discussion on the topic. Discipline doesn't mean that you succumb to the unethical demand of your peers or superiors. Succumb means to die, to die of certain injuries. But here, the meaning of succumb is not to give up. That means discipline does not mean that you have to give up to the unethical demand, whatever your peers or your superiors are demanding from you. That means you have the right to say, you have the right to share what is right and what is wrong, but you don't have to blindly follow the demands of your peers. Peers means your subordinates, those who are working with you, learning with you, that are your peers or your superiors. Whatever your peers or superiors are saying, that means if you follow discipline, it does not mean that if they are saying anything wrong, you have to follow it blindly. Succumb means here to give up. Okay, to accept anything. Succumb means to accept anything. You can become a successful person if you can lead a disciplined life. So the author is trying to say that if you lead a disciplined life, you can become a successful person. What is discipline? Discipline is, it is a balancing act of good and evil. That means if you follow discipline, you are very much aware what is wrong and what is right. For example, when you have enough money, instead of spending it impulsively, you can use it systematically in a much disciplined manner. That means if you have money, you have to make a certain chart, you have to make a certain program and how to spend your money, how to invest it. It depends upon you whether to invest the money or whether to waste the money. So if you follow this chart, that means you are spending your money in a disciplined manner. So, when we consider systematically spending money with a planned calculation, we can say it is a part of your personal discipline. That means discipline is such an important thing of our life that spending money is also a part of our personal discipline. Okay, so the person who spends money in a disciplined manner is also called a disciplined man. Okay. Next paragraph. Similarly, in every walk of our life, you can apply the theory of discipline. This is just one example which I have shared in the second paragraph about spending the money. Similarly, in every walk of our life means in every area, in every aspect of our life, we can apply the theory of discipline. Being disciplined does not mean that you are scarifying your liberty. Liberty means your independence. Means if you must not have the fear that if we are living our life in a discipline, our liberty is being disturbed. So you can keep your individuality, and in the meantime you can be a disciplined person in your life. That means you can be independent also, you can enjoy your freedom also, and in the same time you can be a disciplined person also. A person with a disciplined attitude can live in a community harmoniously by keeping individual liberty. That means by being a disciplined man, you can also enjoy your liberty, you can also enjoy your freedom. When we take a closer look at the universe, we can find that the entire system coexists by supporting each other. That means everything in the universe that is made by nature, it coexists with each other in a disciplined manner. It is the way of nature's discipline, and you can see the same discipline in animals and plants. So this is the theory of discipline given by the nature, that everything goes in a disciplined way. Seasons, the setting of the sun, the rising of the sun, this is all the discipline part of nature. Last paragraph, this is the conclusion part. Okay, the spirit of discipline we can find in every walk of life. Since human beings are social animals, we are bound to live within the rules and regulations of society. We accept the rules and regulations as we respect the importance of discipline. If there is no rule and regulation, then there will be chaos everywhere. When there is anarchy everywhere, there will be no peace of mind. Without discipline, there will be no success in life. Okay, so this was the explanation. You must know where the topic was introduced, what was the detail of the topic, and where did we conclude the topic. Okay, let's move towards the next essay. The next essay is environmental pollution, and in this also you can see in the first paragraph, the definition of environmental pollution is described. Okay, now what is environmental pollution? It is described in detail in the second paragraph. Okay, what is environmental pollution? Environmental pollution is when human activities introduce contaminants in the environment. Okay, now to understand the essay, you must also know the meanings of certain words, so that you can change the words, you can use the alternative, you can use the synonym of the same word. Okay, that increases your vocabulary also. That means you must not stick to just one word, you must know what other word to use instead of this word. Okay, next, in the second paragraph, all the types of air pollution are being described. They are not discussed in detail, they are just described. You can also discuss it in detail in just one or two sentences. Then you can move towards the conclusion. Okay, any natural resource found in the environment, this is the detail of the discussion. Okay, now the last paragraph is environmental pollution has become a great concern to save our planet. Now this is the the writer is diverting your mind towards the grave issue, and with the following sentences the topic is winding up. Okay, so this becomes the conclusion. Now let's move towards the third essay is COVID-19, a pandemic. So, dear students, as you all know that in your board exams, you have the repeated topics also that have been repeated in the previous years, and in the meantime, you also have a topic which is very current. You have to write on a current issue, whatever is going around the world or in your within your country. So, as you all know that COVID-19, a pandemic, is going this is a problem which the world is facing right now. Okay, so this is a very important essay with your board exams point of view. Okay, so just go through it and try to learn it. Okay, and try to add more points by yourself. Okay, and I hope you all are taking screenshots as it is being discussed, it is being shared every day, that you have to take screenshots of all the slides of explanations and all the slides of teaching. Okay, so in the first paragraph, a pandemic. What is a pandemic? Pandemic is defined as an epidemic occurring worldwide or over a wide area. Okay, so this is the definition of a pandemic. That means you have to grow gradually, you have to move gradually towards the explanation of the topic. First of all, by introducing it, then in the second part, by sharing the details whatever you have regarding that topic. So this indicates that you must have knowledge of all the topics that are going around in the world for the current issues. Okay, so for the current issues you must have all the know-how of the topic so that you can compose it in your words. Okay, now the second paragraph contains all the problems which are faced by the world due to this coronavirus pandemic. Okay, So these are the safety measures which have been given to avoid the spread of this disease. Then in the last paragraph is starting with a quotation: humanity needs leadership and solidarity to defeat the coronavirus. So you to make your writing more matured, more attractive, you must add certain quotations given by famous personalities. Okay, by giving quotations, your writing becomes more strong, more impact. It gives a more impact on a greater impact than the simple writing on the reader. Okay, let us all pray that was the conclusion. Let us all pray to Almighty to lift away this dreadful virus from the globe, and may we all live a peaceful, calm, and healthy life forever. So, dear students, that was all from the essay part. And I have to share something very important with you in the next slide. I'm going to share vocabulary that can be used in essay writing to make it more mature, to make it more attractive, and to make a linkage with the previous part of the essay with the upcoming part of the essay. And these are when you have to add some points. So these are the words which you can add in your essay to make it more attractive, to make the reader more interested in the writing material which you have written. So the adding words are and, as well as, moreover, furthermore. Means these are the this is the vocabulary which you can use to add certain new points within your essay. On top of that, another point is now next, when you have to sequence your points. Okay, when you have to add the sequencing of your points, you can add these words: first, firstly, first of all, second thing is secondly, third thing, next, meanwhile, subsequently. Means these are the words which are used to sequence your points, sequence your details of your essay writing. Now moving forward, illustrating means when you are describing something, when you are explaining in detail, you must use these words. For example, when that means you are giving some example to explain your point. For example, such as, for instance, in case of, as shown by, one example is. So these are the words which you can use to explain your points. That means illustration. Then comparing. When you are comparing your points by something, so you must use similarly, likewise, as with, like, equally, and in the same way. So if you write this, it becomes a continuity of your writing. That means you are continuing your writing in a sequence. So these are the words for adding, sequencing, illustrating, and comparing. So let's move forward. Now these are qualifying. That means you are growing up in your writing. Okay, you are moving forward. But, however, although, that, except, unless, apart from, as long as, and if. That means you are giving some reason, and you are comparing, and you are qualifying your essay writing, your previous with your previous material with the upcoming material of the next paragraph. Okay, the next part is contrasting. Contrasting means when you are giving the opposites, when you are sharing something alternative, when you are sharing the alternative part. Okay, whereas, alternatively, unlike, on the other hand, however, nevertheless. That means you are showing some contrast, we are showing some opposite things. Okay, next is cause and effect. When you are showing the cause and effect of certain points of your essay, you can use these words: because of, as a result of, consequently, therefore, thus, and owing to. Okay, next part is summary. That means when you are summarizing, that means these are the words which you can use in your conclusion part. Okay, so you can say, in short, on the whole, in other words, overall, generally, in general, and in brief. That means these are the words, this is the vocabulary that must be used in your concluding part. Next is emphasizing. Emphasizing and summary is your part of vocabulary that you will use in your concluding part. Okay, so in emphasizing means you are putting stress. you are emphasizing, you're highlighting some point in, if you are highlighting some point in your essay writing, you will use these emphasizing words which are above all, in particular, especially, significantly, indeed, and notably. And it is not a must, it is not a rule that you must use emphasizing just in your concluding part. You can use it overall in your essay, to make it more attractive, to make it more clear, to make it more simple to understand. Okay, so this was, I hope you are taking the screenshot of the whole slide. This is the vocabulary which you can use in adding something, in sequencing your parts of writing, in illustrating your parts by giving some examples, then in comparing your material, whatever written matter. If you want to compare it, you can use these words. Then, if you're qualifying your writing, okay, that means when you are changing your, upgrading your explanation, you can use these words, but, however, although, except. Next is contrasting. Contrasting means when you are showing the other part of the same topic. Okay, cause and effect, summary, and emphasizing. Now, dear students, this was all from the essay part. Now we are moving towards the letter writing part. As you all know that there are letters of two types, formal and informal. There are business letters, complaint letters, and there are also letters to newspapers and letters of application. Then comes informal letter writing. In informal letter writing, we have social letters and friendly letters. Okay, so I hope you understand, because it has been taught to you in the previous classes also, and during the classroom teaching also it has been shared. So let's move forward. First of all, I'll share with you the format of application writing. On the left side of your margin, you have to put the receiver's address. That means to whom, to whoever you are writing the letter. That means if you are writing to the headmistress, you will write the headmistress. If you are writing to the headmaster, the title will be the headmaster. You have to be very careful about the commas and the full stop, when to use and where to use. You have to be very particular about the abbreviations. You have to put the proper full stop with the first letter of the abbreviation. Then comes the subject part. In the subject part, you just have to mention the subject. You don't have to write the detail. For the detail, there is the application which you have written. Okay, you don't have to write all the details in your subject. Your subject should be very compact in writing. Okay, the next comes the salutation, in which you are addressing to the receiver of your application, to whoever you have written the application. Okay, the next part is the body of your letter. In this part, in the first part, you just have to explain your topic, why you have written this application, and then in the next part you have to request for the application for the required time period. If you are applying for the leave, you must mention your required time period, from date, with date, from which date to which date. Then you thank your receiver in a very courteous manner. In this part, type of for in formal in formal letter writing, you have to be very precise in your words. You must use very courteous language. You must be very particular in your writing. Okay, then comes your closing on the right side of your letter. That means you are closing your application with yours obediently and faithfully. Your words must be very official. You must not use social words. Okay, like yours truly, yours lovingly, yours forever. This is not appropriate for application writing. Okay, and you must also use a comma with your closing, and yours obediently will not be used with the apostrophe. Then you will write down your abbreviation, the name abbreviation of your name, that is XYZ, and with the same line, coinciding line, you will write the date. Date starts with month, then the date with ST with first, ND with second, and TH with the other dates. Okay, so you must be very particular in using the giving the ordinal form of the dates, and then with the comma you will mention the year. Okay, now next slide is of friendly letters. This is format of application writing. Now this is the format of an informal letter, that means friendly letter. As you all know that this is the most simple part of the letter writing. You have to mention the sender's address in the right corner of your letter with the exam. You must not disclose your identity in any type of letter. You must just write the examination hall. The name of the school must also not, it must be concealed, it must not be shared openly, okay, in your board point, with your board point of view. Again, when you come to the date, month will appear first, then the date, and then the year. Then comes the salutation, my dear friend, or dear father, dear mother, my dear sister, whatever you want to write, that comes in the salutation. That means on the left part of your letter, and with the comma, under the comma, you start writing your letter. Okay, so this is the type of letter in which you can use your social language, you can use your simple words. You must not be very much bound in the usage of your words, okay, and you can make it as lengthy as you can. Okay, then when you close the letter, your closing again comes on the right side, and this in this type of letter, you can use the closing words as you are closely related to your receiver of the letter, like yours truly, yours lovingly, and yours forever, XYZ. Okay, now the date you have mentioned already in the address. There is no need to write the date over here, because this is a friendly letter. In official letters, you mention the date separately. Please take a screenshot of the slide so we can move forward. Now we are writing. I'm sharing a format of a letter to the editor or a newspaper. This is a complaint letter, which usually appears in your exam. If you have a choice in your letter writing, that means you have to write an application or a letter to the editor of or a newspaper. Okay, so as soon as the whole screen appears, you have to take the screenshot. Let's move forward. On the right side of your letter, you must mention the sender's address. That means your address with examination hall, comma, ABC school, comma, Karachi, full stop. Okay. Now again, month, date, and year, you will follow the same sequence with month. For example, today is 14 January, so you will write January, then date, today's date, 14th, comma, year. Okay. Now the next, on the left side, you will write the receiver's address. That means to the editor. If you're writing to the editor, you're writing to the counselor, you're writing to the uh, whatever high grade official, you must mention the address on the left side. Okay, then comes the subject of the letter. Again, I'm explaining this subject must be very concise, it must be very short, just the highlight of your topic. Then comes the salutation, that means respected sir or madam, whatever, with comma. Then you will write your complaint. And the first line which I have given you, this is the typical line if you're writing to a newspaper, to the editor, okay, editor of a magazine or a newspaper. So these are the words which you have to write for all the letters of such type. Okay, and then you will continue your writing with the body of the letter. Then comes the closing part. After thanking the high grade official, you will write your closing again on the right side with XYZ. You will not never write your name with in the board exams. Okay. Now, dear students, I hope you all have taken the screenshot. So I'll repeat the slides again. Okay. Now this is the home task. First of all, for the letter writing part, there are two applications to the headmistress and two letters to the editor of a newspaper. Okay, then coming to the essays part, copy down all the given essays in your fair copies in the composition portion. As you all have made a composition portion in your copies, you have to continue this work in that portion. And the task is compose essays on the given topic. First topic is my favorite personality, and the second topic is a memorable day of a picnic. That means the first part of the essay home task is you have to copy down all the given essays from the slides in your copy. I hope you all got my point. You have to copy down all the given essays in your fair copy given in the slides. Okay, I hope you have taken all the screenshots. Then You have to compose essays on two new topics, that is my favorite personality and a memorable day of a picnic. That means you have to follow the parts of essay writing: introduction, main body of the essay, and then the conclusion. And the just to follow the instructions carefully. All composition, that means the letters, application, and essays work must be done in your fair copy. Okay, so dear students, so I hope you all have understood today's lecture, as you all were very attentive. I hope so, and you have taken all the screenshots. So please follow the instructions, and please be very serious about your studies, and please focus on your preparation of exams, and take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. We'll meet tomorrow again, inshallah.